If you want to find out more about human design, then this video is for you. I wanted to do a very simple introduction to human design. Maybe you've just discovered it, maybe you've been in, the conversation for a little while and you want to dive a little bit deeper into what it is, then this video is definitely for you. My name is Abigail Rebecca. I am a human design business mentor. I empower female founders to be iconic. I specialize in visibility, in self-value, in confidence, all the things that we need to be doing really as female founders to go out there and to raise our profile and position ourselves as thought leaders, to be more visible so that we can attract in more opportunities into our business, into our life. We can create more success, more wealth, and more recognition. But actually to do this in a really blissful way. I speak to so many female founders who have hustled the way to the top. They talk about the fingernail climb to the top. And actually by the time that they get to the point where they can actually enjoy their success, they're just completely burnt out and dissatisfied. So this is why I love human design so much. My background is in corporate. I was in corporate leadership for many, many years. And then I founded my business, as I'm recording this, 9 years ago. So I founded it in 2016. And then probably about a year into my business, I discovered human design. And when I started to seriously apply it to my business and then start to introduce it to my clients, wonderful things started to happen. Because what happened for me personally is that I stopped comparing myself to other people. I started to recognize and see myself for who I was. All of my zones of genius, all of my weirdness, all of my quirks, all of my failures, I started to actually recognize who I was. And then when I applied that to business, I became more confident and more self-assured. And as a result of that, I got more opportunities. And that's exactly what my clients get as well. So because I have a background in corporate, the way that I always introduce human design is, imagine that Myers-Briggs and astrology became lovers and had a love child in Ibiza in the 80s, then that is human design. So it's a blueprint of your aura. It shows you how your energy works best. It shows you how to create success, how you can manifest more easily, how you can build relationships and connections that are very valuable to you as a human being, because as humans we need to be connected. We're tribal, and the world is pitting us against each other, and we're going further and further and further apart. And actually human design, what it does is it teaches us how we can come together and how we can start to build more valuable relationships. Because if you think about it, business is built on relationships, and we continue to be human beings in this world of information, this Aquarian age of information and technology. I don't want to build my business on my own. I want to surround myself with people that are able to support me. And that's why, for me personally, within my business, there's communities that are created. I like to bring people together so that we can learn together. So human design really is like a roadmap for your life, for your business. I always say that you can take your human design blueprint and you can put it directly on your business as a business plan, as a strategy for success, and definitely as a strategy for visibility. Human design was founded by Ra Uru in 1987 after what he described as a mystical experience in Ibiza, which is one of my favorite Balearic islands. So you can go and you can do your research around that. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but what it does is it combines several ancient and modern systems. So obviously astrology, because when you get your chart, it's called a body graph. You enter your birth date and the time and your location into a human design calculator. And if you go over to my website, abigailrebecca.com, I'll put the link below, you can actually go and look up your body graph there for free. So actually access to human design is free. There's lots of coaches, there's lots of mentors, including myself, that offer programs and training courses and one-on-one mentorship and coaching and retreats that you invest in to be able to apply it personally to yourself and your business and your success. But actually, at a very basic level, human design is there, it's out there into the world, and it's free. So it doesn't actually belong to anyone, it belongs to the masses. And it combines these wonderful modern systems. So astrology, obviously, because it's based on your birth time. I Ching, which is a beautiful ancient Chinese methodology for success and teaching. The chakra system. So there are 7 chakras, as you know, probably know, and in human design there are 9 centers, so we get 2 extra ones. The Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, the Jewish Tree of Life, and quantum physics. So this is why I love human design, because it kind of brings in the practical and the mystical. So as I've already said, my background is corporate. Your background more than likely will be corporate. I attract in a lot of corporate women into my universe. So human design talks to the practicalities. It gives you strategies. It gives you tangible strategies on how you can build success for yourself in your business. But it's also very mystical. So it brings in these wonderful mystical elements that help you to be able to work with the powers of the universe and to be able to manifest more easily. The biggest thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this is that what it does is it stops us, well, hopefully you get to choose whether it stops you or not, but it stops us from comparing ourselves to others. And this is one of the biggest things that I see time and time again with female founders, whatever stage they are at their business, they're comparing themselves to others. Well, so-and-so is creating this, so I need to do it as well. And so-and-so is making this much money in their business. They've only been in business a couple of years and already they're 7 figures, so I need to be doing that. No. The only person to compare yourself to is what you were a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago. You compare yourself, to your own progress, and then you can be grateful for what you've created instead of trying to compare yourself to others, because that comparison game does not serve us. So it really helps us to be able to create something very significant in our lives that we are able to champion, i.e. our purpose, our vision, our values, what we stand for, what we stand against, the magic that we want to bring into this world, who we are as a human being, and then realize that we're completely individualized. So human design is the science of differentiation. It shows us that we are completely different to everyone else. So why would I compare myself to you? Why would you compare yourself to me? We're 2 completely different people, and we have 2 completely different designs. So human design shows us how we're designed to make decisions, how we're designed to work, how we're designed to rest and interact with others. It also reveals our energy type. There are 5 different energy types within human design. There's projectors, generators, manifestors, manifesting generators, or reflectors. Every human design type or aura or energy type has a personal strategy and an authority. So the strategy guides you on how to make these aligned decisions without forcing or second guessing. So each of us has a strategy at a very high level to follow. So for example, I'm a projector, my strategy is to wait to be invited. If you're a generator, if you're a manifesting generator, your strategy is to wait to respond. If you're a reflector, your strategy is to wait 28.5 days on average, a full moon circle, to make major decisions. And if you're a manifestor, your strategy is to inform. I do go further into these energy types in other videos. So if you want to find out more about that, just go onto my YouTube, search, go into the different categories, and you'll be able to find that. Oh, and I always forget to say this as well at the beginning of each YouTube video, but please like and subscribe to my video, because it really helps me to grow my reach on YouTube and get this valuable information out there. And also please comment below if you have any questions. I need to remember to do that at the beginning. So there is also an authority that you will have when you look at your chart. This is how you make decisions with your body. Human design teaches us to drop out of our heads and into our bodies to make decisions. It shows you where your energy is naturally consistent from your design centers, and from your defined centers. And also it shows you where you are intuitive and where you're open to taste the energy of others and guide others through. That is through your open and your undefined centers. I always say you sell through your defined centers, you guide through your undefined and your open centers. And I've done a whole course of videos on this, actually, again, completely free for you to access on YouTube, which is all about how to attract in high level clients using the energy within your centers. It also helps you to understand your unique gifts and purpose, so you can create a life and a business that feels authentic and effortless. There is the Incarnation Cross that you will see on your body graph, and that is your broader purpose in life. And then we go onto a profile. So that's the 2 numbers that you will see. So for example, I'm a 4/6. I work with a lot of 5/1s and 5/3s. So the profile, how you would define this in business, is that the Incarnation Cross is like your broader purpose, and then your profile is how you bring this to life and how you transmit those messages to your community, to your ideal clients, to attract in those wonderful opportunities. So this is like your marketing, this is your brand. This is how you are designed to live your life and attract in and manifest these incredible opportunities within your life and your business. Have I bigged up human design enough yet for you to want to jump in more? I mean, it is an incredible system. I mentioned at the beginning of this call, my background is in corporate. I was a high-level corporate leader for many, many years. I have over 30 years combined experience guiding and coaching and leading leaders through change into success. And one of the big roles that I had within human design is that I used to head up a learning and development department within corporate. We were a big department. I had over 12 training managers that worked within my team, and they then had their own teams. And what we did a lot is that we were responsible for the training and development for the leadership teams within the business. And I had a big budget to work with. And I am telling you now, if I'd have known about human design at that point, I would have brought it into the business. I would have invested, I'd have brought it into the business, I'd have used it in our leadership teams, I'd have used it for our customer service, I'd have used it for marketing. It would have been all around the business. I might have changed the language a little bit because I'm not sure if corporate are quite ready for some of the language that we use within human design, but that's fine. You can change the language. The energy is still there. The teaching is still there. The essence is still there. So I would highly recommend, if you are a female founder and you want to create more success, more happiness, more joy within your business, if you want to attract in more opportunities, if you want to position yourself as an expert, if you want to be seen, if you want to be visible, I highly, highly recommend diving more into your human design. The best way to do this, as I said before, is to go onto my website and download your free profile. You can order a book on my website, which gives you a very very, very full overview of your specific and bespoke human design. You can come and do some work with me. You can come and watch more human design videos on my YouTube channel. But for sure, dive deeper into it, because it is a wonderful, wonderful tool. And I just love working with it. I adore it. And I want you to fall in love with it as well, because you have a purpose, you have a mission, you have a message. And it's important that you're able to get that into the world. And the way that you do that is that you're visible, you show up, you speak from your heart, you speak from your soul, and you have the confidence and self-assurance to be able to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below if you have any questions. Sending you lots of love today, and I will see you on the next video.